This is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. We're coming at you from Santa Monica, California at 306 Pico here in Santa Monica. And Santa Monica is virtually inundated with raw food restaurants. If you live in Santa Monica or anywhere in the area, there's like at least 4 raw food restaurants in the area. So I pretty much eaten all of them here in Santa Monica, and I'm get to try a brand new restaurant today. It's actually called the Raw Star Cafe, because you are the star at the Raw Star Cafe. So I'm excited to be here to try this brand new raw food restaurant. It's probably been here about 2 months that I've never eaten at before. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside and order some fresh raw food here in Santa Monica. So now we're gonna walk into the Raw Star Cafe, and they are open every single day from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday, so 7 days a week. If you come here on Friday nights or Saturday nights, they also may have live music playing for you to entertain. Now, let's go ahead and go inside here. Now this is a nice small cafe here. You can see there's just, maybe about a half dozen seating areas, and they also have a patio in the back. And this is really cool, especially if the weather's nice, like it usually is here in Southern California. It's a little bit cool tonight, so I think we're probably gonna eat inside. Now in this cafe, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna come in and you're just gonna come to the counter and you're gonna order. So, they print their menus out, and their menu changes based on availability. And as you can see it here, it says gourmet, organic, and biodynamic, 100% raw, organic, vegan, gluten-free, fresh, and luxurious. And I wanna talk about that for a second. Here at the Raw Star Cafe, the chef really cares about the health of the people. One of the things that really impresses me here is that they do not use cashews. Most raw food restaurants use cashews. I'm not a cashew fan at all. Actually, I rarely even use them in my personal raw foods diet, and I necessarily don't recommend you eat them. So come in here to the Raw Star Cafe. You'll never have to worry if you're gonna get cashews, because you won't be getting them. Another thing that they do here that's really cool that many raw foods restaurants do not take into consideration is that they try to do food combining whenever possible, and things are very simple and tend to be lower in fat than other raw food restaurants. So once again, this is all to look out for you guys, the customer, for your health, because the goal of the chef here is to literally save the world one person at a time by feeding them some of the most delicious and healthful foods anywhere. So I'm so excited that I'm gonna actually get to try some of this foods tonight. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go over the menu for you guys right now. Looks like they have different kind of drinks, ranges in price from $2 to $8. They got detox drinks and juices. They got different appetizers range in price from 8 to 10. They have different soups, they're about $8. The entrees range in price from 10 to $12. And then they have some desserts here that range from $6 to $8. I think tonight what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're probably gonna go for a soup, maybe an appetizer and some entrees. So I think we're gonna go order, and then we're gonna go ahead and sit down and wait for our food to come. Oops, you caught me. So I was just editing one of my latest videos, and one of the cool things here at the Raw Star Cafe is that they offer you guys free internet. So I think every restaurant should offer you free internet, to have something to do while you're waiting. I mean, most raw food restaurants, it takes a long time for your food to come out, and one of the things I've been doing lately is timing how long it takes for the food to come out here. So I'm gonna be online, screwing around a little bit until my food comes out. Then I'll come back at you with, how long it took for the food to come out, plus also, more importantly, how it tastes. So no sooner than I got my laptop out, was screwing around, the food came. So it took under 5 minutes to get here. So for a raw foods restaurant, that's really good, because they prepare all this food fresh with love back in the kitchen. So here's the first appetizer we got, or the first thing to come out. And what this is basically the Thai basil leaves with some sprouted rice, some coconut, and maybe some onions, looks like maybe some kind of salsa, and some avocado on top. There's simply, let's see, 5 of these little guys on the plate here. One of the things I have a complaint about many raw food restaurants is that they should just provide more food. This is a pretty good size, but I'd wish they might include like 1 or 2 more to make it that much of a better value. Let's go ahead and taste it, because that's all what counts. This is on a Thai basil leaf, and actually these Thai basil leaves are actually quite huge. And they told me that they use only organic ingredients here. If it's on the menu, then it is organic or biodynamic. Otherwise, they're not even gonna serve it. So that's really cool. Let's go ahead and try this. Wow. Wow, this is actually really good. Because this isn't a Thai basil leaf, most of the time people put appetizers on lettuce leaves, which have no flavor, this Thai basil leaf has a really intense, nice flavor. Just to meld with the rice and the flavor of the little sauce there, man, it's probably one of the best appetizers I've ever had. Amazing. Wow, can't get over how good that appetizer really was. Probably one of the best appetizers I've ever had at a raw food restaurant. It's really light, but yet really tasty. So I'm really excited about the next dish that came out, and that's right here. This is actually the cream of broccoli soup. So there's no cream in here. What this is simply some almond milk and some avocado and some broccoli blended up in the Vitamix with some special, herbs and spices in there. Now the cool thing here is that this soup is actually served warm. You guys can't see that, but it's actually quite warm right now. But this is not heated above 118 degrees. This is very good, especially if you want to get warmed up on a chilly Santa Monica night like it is tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. You can see this is all pretty much a nice soup consistency. There's no, chunks in the soup. We're gonna go ahead and get to try it. Wow. Man, you just really taste the broccoli. I like that they use like real food ingredients here. They taste the broccoli, the avocado, the almond milk, freshly made. This is definitely good soup. Man, I'm scooping the soup out with the spoon, and I just can't get it fast enough, man, so I just gotta drink it on up. Raw food soup mustache. We got the first entree and it came, and here it is right here. This is actually called the stir-fried beef, but don't worry, there's no beef here. This is 100% vegan restaurant, so they don't serve any animal products. And as you can see, the stir-fried beef, what it is, we got some marinated eggplant with a little bit of coconut aminos and olive oil. And down below here, we have one of my favorite things that I rarely eat unless I'm eating it at a raw food restaurant. This is actually some soaked wild rice with some coconut shreds in there mixed in. So one of the things I like about this platter here is that this is a nut-free dinner. Aside from the coconut, a little bit of the olive oil, which is there's a scant of, there's no nuts in this. So this is really cool. I try to watch my fat consumption, and I have heard that they actually get complaints sometimes that people say the food's not so fatty here, and that's for your health. And that's because the chef here wants to keep your fat percentage lower than some other raw food restaurants that frankly don't pay any attention to how much fat you're eating. They just want you to taste good. Here they not only want it to taste good, but also be healthy for you. So that's really cool that he takes that into consideration. But the main thing is how it tastes, so let's go ahead and check this out. First, we're gonna go ahead and try the soaked eggplant. Now this is not a dehydrated eggplant, it's just soaked and marinated. Wow. Woo! A little bit hot and spicy. Well, I can just feel the flavor rushing through my mouth right now. I don't normally like eating eggplant, but this is sliced so thin and has a really excellent marinade on it. It's like nothing I've ever tasted before. Next, what I really like is a soaked rice here. Let's go ahead and try that. Wow. That's probably one of the best rice dishes I've had. If you don't like things plain, you're not going to like the rice here because it's very plain. It doesn't really taste like much. We just had the rice alone, and it was pretty plain. It just reminded me of eating rice as a kid because, I'd eat rice a lot as a kid, actually. So next what I did was I cut off a piece of the eggplant, which was actually too spicy on its own, the rice, which was kind of bland, and I put them together. So we're going to try some rice and some of the eggplant at the same time. Now that really tastes good. Wow. Tastes like something I used to eat when I was a kid. That's really good. In addition, you got a little bit of salad around the side with soaked goji berries. One of the things I like here is that they actually soak the goji berries before you eat them so that they're plump. So, it's more of a moist food instead of a dried food. And in my opinion, it's a lot healthier that way. Let's see how this stuff tastes. It's a good, fresh spring mix. I did go recently to another raw food restaurant in Southern California that served me rotten spring mix greens. That was not a pleasant experience. I don't see any rot on this whole plate, so that's definitely good in my book. Alright, so excited. Got the last entree to come out tonight, and this is the taco platter. So the taco platter is very simple, and you guys could make this at home, but it's always fun to go out to a raw food restaurant because I don't go out to raw food restaurants too often. As you can see, what this simply is just a romaine leaf here, like a romaine heart leaf. And it has some taco seasoning, some taco meat seasoning. Once again, no cashews here, that's really cool. And it's just very little taco meat seasoning. And then in addition, they got some cut up avocados and some tomatoes on top. And you get 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. They also give you some limes if you want to squeeze some lime juice on, which I'll squeeze just a very little bit. And then also you get some little side salad, which has that same dressing that the other salad had, basically the coconut aminos and some olive oil, and just a very little bit, plus the soaked goji berries. And something really cool, man, I've been waiting for a long time. This is only the second restaurant that I've ever been to that has these guys. Raw potato chips. Yes, these are actually really raw potato chips that have been marinated and then dehydrated. So man, before I even eat the tacos, I've got to try these chips. And guess what? It's all in the crunch. And yes, these are organic potatoes. Well, you guys heard it here first on my channel. It's had a crunch. Definitely interesting. I mean, it tastes kind of like raw potatoes. They don't taste like potato chips because, you know, once again, they're sliced thin, they're only dehydrated and not cooked. They have a pretty starchy flavor. I think the other restaurant that I had these at, they actually marinated them in vinegar and then dehydrated them, and they taste much better than this in my opinion. These also don't have a lot of salt in them, which is a good thing if you're watching your salt intake, but bad thing because it doesn't add a whole lot of flavor. Definitely interesting. I do kind of like those. Next, let's go ahead and try the taco. Hopefully, I like that a lot more. Now the time for the raw tacos. Now once again, one of the things I like about this restaurant, you know, is the food here. It's mostly fruits and vegetables. There's not a whole lot of like nuts and seeds. And while there are some nuts and seeds in here, I mean, most of this is fresh fruits and fresh vegetables cut up. One of my suggestions would be to just like add more cut up vegetables. Some cut up tomatoes, maybe more cut up like peppers or something like that. Maybe some cut up cucumbers, I don't know, but something to just kind of make this like more food quantity, be a better value and fill up people a little bit quicker. I've never really liked how a lot of raw food restaurants are frou-frou and have like really a big plate and then small ass little pieces of stuff. At least here they give you a fairly decent portion sizes. But, you know, it all depends on how they taste. So let's go ahead and taste this up. Wow. For a raw food taco, definitely really good. Bring back some memories for me. Like I can taste the avocado and the taco meat that's you know, once of course vegan and raw. Really tastes good to me. Brings me back to memories of like eating non-raw tacos back in the day. Now I'm so excited. The dessert came and check out what I got, man. I haven't had these in like so long. It's insane. We got the donut platter here, man. These are donuts, raw donuts. Yes, raw vegan donuts. We got a chocolate donut there, and yes, it even's got the hole in the middle. And then we got the cinnamon donut here with the hole in the middle. Then finally we got the coconut donut right here. And it's got some little coconut shreds on there. The cool thing about these donuts is that while this does say chocolate on the menu, it's actually not chocolate at all. They're using carob powder because once again, this place, unlike many raw food restaurants, cares about your health. So in general, they use carob powder here in most of the times when it calls for chocolate, although there are a few items on the menu that actually they outsource that is made with the cacao. So in general, they do not use the cacao here. And they do this because, you know, they say that it's addictive and people fiend for cacao, and you know, they believe here that people should not be addicted to any food, even the food that they, you know, serve here. So I think that's really cool that they're not using cacao and are stepping it up and using carob powder, because frankly, unless you're a chocoholic, you just won't really know that this is not chocolate once you try to taste it. Now another thing that's really cool is that they don't use agave here either. They're using the coconut nectar. Now I'm not necessarily a fan of you know, extracted sweeteners, but I guess I'd probably rather eat some coconut nectar than agave. So I guess now we're gonna go ahead and try one of these donuts. First, we're gonna try the carob. I love carob. Gonna go ahead and try a piece of this donut here. Man, nice and gooey. Oh my gosh. Doesn't necessarily taste like a donut. This is a chocolate one. Tastes a little bit chocolatey, but I don't generally eat chocolate, so I don't exactly know. What this is made out of mostly is basically a flax powder and coconut process in the food processor. Quite chewy and it's quite good. And for dessert, I like it because it's actually very simple. It's just a few ingredients, you know, so they're not mixing all kinds of crazy stuff and putting in soy lecithin powder like some place to get it to stick together and emulsify. It's just a very basic dessert. I mean, make sure you chew your food really well so you break up all that coconut. I think I'm gonna sit here and chew for the next 5 minutes while I enjoy some of my donuts. Just finishing up the last of my 3 donuts. Let's see, there was the chocolate, the cinnamon, and the coconut. I think I like the cinnamon the most. Now, these definitely didn't taste like real donuts I used to have that were like fried, because these are raw donuts. They're made out of flax and coconut. And actually, those are probably 2 of the healthiest fats in my opinion. Nonetheless, this was actually fairly fatty compared to all the other different dishes that we had tonight. Actually, they're fairly low in fat, so I like that a lot. I mean, I really like that the chef here really tries to take your health into his account and not only serve things that are going to be nice and tasty and delicious, but also healthy for you as well. So with that, we're going to give the Raw Star Cafe my rating, and I'm going to explain my rating scale for those of you guys that have not seen my show before. I have been to many different raw food restaurants online and reviewed many different places. I normally rate places from 1 to 5 apples. Now, I haven't really ever given a place 5 apples yet. And 5 apples to me is like they have a garden outside, they're picking their produce fresh, and they're actually coming inside and serving it. I mean, because that's what I really expect. I mean, after living on a plant-based raw diet for the last 18 years, you know, I gauge things on, you know, compared to what I would be eating at home out of my own garden. So it's kind of unfair, my rating system, when I do come into a restaurant to eat, because I put my high standards on them, and they are not me. Everybody's had their own set of their own experiences. And the reason for my hardcore rating scale is because I truly want places, raw food restaurants, to improve what they're doing, and hopefully maybe next time I come in, I'll even give them a higher rating because they have gone and improved. I mean, this place is already ahead of the game because they're serving health-conscious based foods, lower in fat, lots of fruits and vegetables. I wish their serving sizes were larger, but nonetheless, they're doing great work. So with that in mind, I'm going to rate them a 3 out of 5, and that's probably one of my higher ratings that are ever given a place. Pretty much the food here was excellent, tastes really great, low in fat, high in vegetables. A few things I wish was that, you know, the serving sizes were just a little bit larger, the prices were affordable, and actually the service was quite good. It came out really fast, and that's a challenge I've had with other raw food restaurants, that it takes a long time for your food to come out because all this stuff is made to order. It's not like at McDonald's where you go and order and they have the stuff sitting and they just give it to you, right? So another few hints and tips that I want to give you guys if you come. Number 1, parking in Santa Monica can be especially bad, and I'm happy to announce that they actually have free parking here around the back. They have about, I don't know, about a half dozen spaces for free parking. Otherwise, they do have metered street parking outside. Let's see, another tip I want to give you is, you know, you want to ask the server if you're not sure about what you're going to be getting. You know, they make definitely some really good suggestions on what is available and what's good at the time. So of all the different things we ordered tonight, I like the appetizers the best. That by far was the most delicious thing. And once again, I just hope things are just a little bit larger and have a little bit more portion size. Because I don't like these raw food frou-frou places. I want to be able to really come and eat and actually get filled up. You know, by the end of our meal now, I'm actually quite full and quite happy. So to sum it all up, I think the Raw Star Cafe that I ate tonight was a great place to come to, especially if you're a standard American and on a standard American diet. This stuff is like far healthier than anything you're gonna find. And in my opinion, of all the different raw food restaurants in Santa Monica, it's probably one of the healthiest places you could come and actually tastes really good too. So I would not hesitate by any means to come here again at any future point in time. I mean, I do have reservations about coming to some of the other raw food restaurants here in town where I have had maybe not the best experience, but here I could say nothing but good stuff. So whether you're new into raw foods, trying vegan foods, I mean, this is definitely the place you want to come for raw foods in Santa Monica. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best.